morning. It's Monday night. It's 7:30. It's Leicester Fan TV. It's your Monday night Fanzone. Thanks for joining us. We have got a very, very special treat for you tonight because live coming on the show in just a few moments is Paul Gallagher. Yes, the very same Paul Gallagher. Leicester City 2009 to about 2015. Currently still playing for Preston North End. So we've got loads and loads to chat with Paul about. Get your views in, get your questions into Paul, and we'll bring him on very shortly. Yes, as ever, get your questions in. Mirko's watching. I can get them on screen as ever. Andrew is watching. Thanks, Andrew. He's looking forward to getting his questions in. Pete, Soren, watching all the way out in Sweden. How are you, Soren? Good to see you. Chris is there as well. Dave Felstead trying to get a few hellos in, but very, very shortly. Hi, Kenny. Going to bring in Jamie from the Fox's Arms. Jamie, can you hear us?
Yes, we can hear. I can. Sorry. How are we? Are we good?
Yeah, really good. Really good. Jamie, we know we've got Paul Gallagher waiting in the wings, so let's not keep him too long. Talk us through Mr. Gallagher and Leicester City. Right.
Paul Gallagher, he came from Blackburn in August of 2009 for an undisclosed fee. Nigel Pearson bought him. He played 137 games, scored 28 goals. He scored a hat-trick against Scunthorpe, and he scored one with his head, which I'm going to ask him about because I think that was a rare thing, him scoring with his head. And Sven once said he's not far away from David Beckham in terms of his delivery from set pieces. So I think we ought to get him on and ask him about this.
Here we go. Let's see. Paul, good evening.
How are we, fellas? Right.
Evening, Paul. How are you? Are you good?
I've got the ball here, the hat-trick ball.
Hey!
Has it still got your head mark on it where you headed it for the first time?
Yeah, it's flat, so it must have been flat when I headed it. Still flat.
I love that.
That's good, that is. That's brilliant, that is.
Brilliant.
Right, shall I get the ball rolling?
Yes, please, Joe.
Right, Paul, when you signed for Leicester from Blackburn, how did Nigel Pearson get you to leave Blackburn? What did he say? How did he persuade you to leave Blackburn?
Yeah, it was quite weird, actually. Obviously, I had a season out on loan at Plymouth, done reasonably well. I went back to Blackburn. I played most of the pre-season games under Sam Allardyce. Then I picked up an injury, but I got fit for the last pre-season game, so I managed to play. Then the first game of the season we played Man City, and I came on with half an hour to go, so I'm thinking maybe I'm getting a chance here. And we're supposed to play Fulham during the week, but they're in the Europa League, so it got cancelled. Then in that week, that's when Leicester approached Blackburn and they agreed a fee. And to be honest, I never knew much about Leicester. Obviously, watching Match of the Day many years ago when they were in the Premier League, I knew they had a good team back then, obviously with the likes of Jerry Taggart and Emil Heskey and people like that. And I went down with my agent, and as soon as you're in the infrastructure, the stadium and stuff, you thought this is a place I'd like to come and play. And Nigel really didn't have to say much, even though I gave him a lift down to the stadium. Actually, he was in the back of my car. I don't think he was a fan of my driving, so he was slowing down a bit. But when you want to
get out as quick as possible,
I want to get there quick. Yeah, so I went down to the stadium, looked around, and it's a magnificent stadium. And it was one of them really. I was at an age where I thought, you know what, I need to go and play. I'd had a few seasons out on loan in the Championship and done really well. So for me, myself, it's about trying to get my career up and running. And I went for an undisclosed fee, but a lot of people don't know I took a wage cut to go to Leicester just to get my career going and playing. So it wasn't about money or anything like that. It was about just going out and playing football. And when I got there, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I think my first game was against Barnsley, so I'd only trained like 2 days, and I'd never done a medical. And Dave Rennie had me doing pull-ups and everything. He had me jeans on doing pull-ups. I'm thinking, we got a game on Thursday.
That's good doing that. That's me medical, doing pull-ups.
Yeah, before even we kicked the ball. So I'm thinking, I hope manager, if I'm playing on Thursday, I was on treadmills and everything. But obviously I passed the medical because obviously I've been playing for Blackburn, so I was fit. So, but that was just the regime back then. And then obviously the first game was against Barnsley, and I think we won. I think Matty Fright scored actually.
Absolutely, we've got. I'm adding it. Go on, Jamie.
I was going to say, pretty quick decision then for you to sign for Leicester. Just had a look round and that was it. You thought, right, I'm going to give it a go.
Yeah, it never fazed me. You know, I know they'd only just come up from League One, so they're on a wave of confidence. And you know, some of the players I heard of, obviously Bruno Berner, played with at Blackburn. Paul Dickoff was at the end of his career, but I played with at Blackburn in Scotland. And then obviously I think Richie Wellens signed the same time as me. Martin Waghorn came in, and I think we were fifth in the league when I turned up in mid-August sometime. So it wasn't thinking, oh, Leicester have only come from League One, this could be a long hard season. It was an absolute enjoyable season, the first one.
Yeah, there's some massive comments here. There's loads of comments praising you. It looks like you definitely were and still are quite popular with the Leicester faithful. It seems to be coming up quite a lot. So I'm going to ask you about the penalty take, because you take an interesting penalty. You don't look, and you've got a high success rate. Can you tell us a little bit about that technique?
I don't think I missed it, Leicester. If I'm right, I don't think I ever missed one. I took quite a few. No, obviously I missed before, and obviously growing up at Blackburn, you had Alan Shearer, James Beattie, and they had a similar way of taking it. But I just came up with that one day in training and just practice like free kicks, like anything. If you practice something, you become good at it. And unfortunate enough for me, it's something that served me well through my career.
Tom,
I'm not going to tell you, obviously, the ins and outs of it. You know what I mean? I don't want to.
Do you still take your penalties now, Paul, for Preston?
Well, to be honest, we've got me and Daniel Johnson who are really good. We've had 9 penalties this year. It's incredible. We've had I scored 4 and DJ's took 5. So, and we've been on the pitch at the same time. So, you know, I took the first one. We played Bristol City. We drew 3 each, and I took the first one. Then Daniel took the second one. So we've got good options of obviously taking penalties. But yeah, it's, you know, if it comes up, I'll take it. And the manager has faith in me. So, you know, as an older player as well now, you take responsibility, and you know, it's something I enjoy doing.
Absolutely. Tom, let's bring you in.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, your first season at the football club ended in that terrible heartache. I was there at Cardiff in the penalty shootout after we got ourselves back into the game after the first leg. To then finish that game, Nigel Pearson left the football club, went to Hull, and then Paulo Sousa came into the football club. What was it like to suddenly have a different manager in such a short period of time after you'd signed for Nigel, and where Paulo, you know, methods a lot different to Nigel's?
Yeah, it was incredible, actually. That game, I've never been in so many emotions in one game. You know, 1 minute we're losing, 1 minute we're going through. Then I think they get a penalty right at the end, and then goes to extra time, and you go to penalties, and you know, you're just thinking, come on, let's try and get through this penalty shootout. But that game was, like I said, it was a roller coaster, and for Nigel to lose his job after that or move on to Hull was incredible. You got promotion the year before, got us to the semi-final. You know, all good teams build on togetherness, and that squad there, we had real good togetherness. We'd been together for a few years, obviously coming through League One into the Championship. And obviously Paulo came in, and then he had his own philosophy, the way he wanted to play. And I think we might have played one game. I think it was away at Portsmouth when we got hammered 6-1 or something like that. And I looked across the bench, and there was myself, Richie Wellens, Matty Fryatt, a lot of us that had played the previous season in most games, and it was like he was bringing, no disrespect to lads that hadn't played for a while, and bringing them, putting them straight in. And you know, his training methods were. I remember the first day of pre-season after obviously losing in the semi-final. You go away on a holiday, distraught. You come back the first day, and instead of easing ourselves in, we're playing 11v11, and we had to press the ball. And everyone, Dave Rennie went happy because everyone were going down with hamstring injuries and calf and stuff like that. So his training methods was crazy. And I remember, so in the afternoon we were doing set plays. We were like, Gaffer, we ain't got a game for 2 months. Why are we doing set plays? It was incredible.
Paul, I'm going to have to ask you.
But that it shows like he didn't last. He didn't last too long, did he?
No. Thank God.
Paul, I want to ask you, we were talking about penalties, then we've talked about that Cardiff playoff semi-final. I was there as well as Tom. What are we allowed to talk about Jan Kermigan and his penalty? What were your views when he took that one?
Well, the funny thing was, obviously Jan, he had the hardest shot you've ever seen. So for us, him walking up, you're thinking, he's going to put the keeper through the net with the ball here, because in training, in games. The biggest thing for me that stood out with Jan, he had a header once at Scunthorpe away, and he headed it from the edge of the box, and it was harder than any shot I've ever hit.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, that's the only good thing that I ever remembered of Jan was that header. And I'm thinking, I used to see him in training doing bicycle kicks. He was doing bicycle kicks, volleys, and his technique and the power he had in his shots. I remember we were doing training once, and Nigel said, "Get in the wall." 4 of us in the wall, so we're stood in the wall, and I'm thinking, if he hits me with this, I'm in trouble. So Richie was stood next to me, Wellens, and it hit him straight in the bread bin, and he was down. But the noise of it was a joke. And Nigel was like, "That's what I want from my wall." And I was thinking, good job he didn't hit me, I'd be out for 3 weeks. It was ridiculous. But that penalty, going back to that penalty, I was devastated, because obviously I'd gone off, I think I'd cramp in both calves. But yeah. I probably would have took one myself. But, you feel sorry for Waggy as well, because Waggy had a magnificent season that season as well. And obviously he missed his as well. But, sometimes you just think, little margins in games that change things, and that penalty we give away at the end, I think it was Brucey might have just dangled his leg out or something that I can't remember, but we had him on the ropes, and you could see there was only going to be one winner, and that was their lifeline, really, getting a penalty, and then you could just see both teams just hanging on for dear life to get to penalties, really.
Yeah, I've got some questions from the fans on here. I've got Mirko is asked, who was your favourite teammate during your spell at Leicester?
I'd have to say Richie. I lived with Richie, bloody travelled with Richie. I seen him more than I did my wife, so it's probably Richie Wellens. We travelled from up north together, and he was a fantastic player as well. I think you'd agree. The way he played football was a real art and a real joy to watch. And I think he could have probably possibly played higher. One thing he's probably got criticised with was probably his legs. He wasn't as mobile, but you know what, his football brain, his skill, and some of the things you see, he's passing, and he was a real joy to play with. But we had some really good players. I enjoyed playing with Lloyd Dyer. He had great pace, a great outlet, worked his socks off. Actually, did work his socks off. They ran down his ankles, weren't they, half a game? So he did work his socks off. But
legit.
But we had some real good players, real good solid players, and who wanted to give everything for Leicester City. And you know what, all the way through my time at Leicester, do you know why we probably didn't get promotion when I was there? I worked out the other day. I think I played with over 70, 75 players in 3.5 years. Which, if you're chasing promotion, you're trying to get thrown a squad together to just try and win, and it's difficult. You look at the teams now; they've probably been together 3-4 years that are successful. And when Leicester did go up, it was the likes of Nugent and players like that who'd been together at the club for 2-3 years and managed to get success.
Talking of all that, go on.
No, I was just going to say, you're not the first player who's come on and said about there was too many players brought into football club. Neil Dansk said exactly the same under Sven. There was so many players brought in at such a short period of time, and there was so much quality there. But he just said it was all chucked together, and there was just too much in one go to try and build some kind of momentum with all these new faces around the football club. I mean, what was it like to play under Sven-Goran Eriksson as well? I mean, a massive name in the game coming into the Championship, and we all know it is the toughest league to get out of, and he had a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, it was an incredible experience. I've always said, if someone said to me, "You'll play for the England manager one day in Sven-Goran Eriksson," and I said, "You're off your head, aren't you?" But I remember sitting in the dining room at the training ground, and Paolo came in and he says, "Okay, boys, I'm leaving." And he actually had a go at me and Richie, saying, "You boys will be able to go home now and see your family," because we were training that late and every day. We didn't have a day off, and it was like. And then he had I think he had a dig at Matty Fright as well, saying, "You might be able to play up front now. I'm leaving," and all this. And it was just out of the blue, really. And next thing I said, "Oh, we'll probably get Sven-Goran Eriksson," just messing about. Didn't put any bets on anything because we weren't allowed. But Sven come through the door. He was like, "Wow, that was incredible." But no, to play for Sven was an absolute pleasure. And I know he said I was not far off David Beckham. I think he's on about my looks, not my crosses. I'll take it.
Hey, you take either. Take either.
No, but
take either.
To be fair,
take either.
Yeah, I'll take either. Yeah.
He was definitely talking about your crossing, and it was one of your skills on the ball and your crossing. It really was fantastic.
Yeah, well, it's something you work on, and everyone has different strengths. And I probably came across as someone that doesn't work hard. He's a bit luxury player, but when we used to get the stats, I never looked for the running because I was one of them players. How many key passes have I made? How many crosses have I put in? How many goals have I set up? How many goals have I scored? I wasn't bothered how far I ran. You know, I'm a footballer. I'm not really running marathon, but when I did look at them, I was fairly high up on them. So it was like, you know what? But a lot of people don't see that. But that was one I was quite high in the running. Yeah.
I think from a Leicester fan's point of view, fans did see you running around and putting a lot of effort in. Jamie, over to you.
He always put a shift in.
I think it might have just been the way I played. Do you know what I mean? A lot of players have said to me, I look very elegant on the ball and stuff like that. But I don't see that because I'm playing. I just think that's a natural way of playing. Enjoy the football. And that's why Nigel got the best out of me and Sven. They just said, enjoy your football. And I used to play better when I had a smile on my face and I was kind of joking around, but being serious. When I tried being too serious, I ended up doing stupid things. I ended up getting subbed after half an hour. But when I started playing and relaxing, and it's like anything, you start doing things off the cuff and just doing things that you see and not trying too hard. And you start playing with that freedom and enjoying it. And, you know, that's when you see the best. And I think I got a player of the month on Sunday in maybe February where I was really enjoying it. And I look back, to be fair, I look back at my career at Leicester and I thought, I scored 7 goals one season, I think, 11, then 10. So from midfield, I chipped in with quite a few goals. And, you know, I enjoyed scoring goals, creating goals. And I think as a player, that was my role to try and entertain and be that one that can do something a little bit different. You know, like sort of a Knockout when he came in and Mahrez and players like this. I'm not saying I'm at their standard, but that was their job to create, score, get people off the edge of the seats and do things, win you a game out of nothing.
Yeah. Jamie?
Yeah, I was just going to say, you were saying about you played for Sven, an ex-England manager. Yeah. You also played with 2 future England strikers in Kane and Vardy. Could you see anything special in them when they were there? I know Kane was only there for a couple of months, but could you see anything special in either of them that they'll make it in the England team later in the career?
Good question.
Well, I'll go through both of them. Yeah, when Vards came, you could see Jamie had respect for players, but he wasn't phased. He was here to play. He wasn't thinking, "Oh, I've made a step from Fleetwood to Leicester. I'm happy. I've made that." He was determined to go on and play, and he had a fantastic attitude, work ethic, and you know, as soon as he came in the door, he didn't phase with the players he was playing with. He was there to go and play, and to be fair, he's done fantastic for himself, and you know what he's done for Leicester City. I'm sure he'll go down as one of the all-time legends. And first thing I seen with Harry Kane when he came in, he wasn't shy. That's why he's a captain and leader. He stood up in a change room once at Derby, and he was only 18 years old, and he was saying, "Look, I think we're having a rough time at Derby after half time," and he was saying, "When I get to the Premier League, I played there. I want to get back there." And he's only a kid on loan, and I thought, you know what, he's got a bit of nuts about him, and he wants to express his feelings. And he only been in the door maybe a week or not even that. And you know, when you see someone like that, you believe he's a leader. I know it probably didn't go as well for him at Leicester, but as soon as he said that, I thought, this kid's got something a little bit different. He's not afraid to have his opinion. And you look at him now when he captain of the country, you know what I mean, captain of England and scoring so many goals for Tottenham, and
it's mad.
Them two are a real credit to themselves.
Yeah, a lot of fans.
You probably the same. You looked at Harry Kane, you probably thought he's not played at Leicester. Yeah. Will he go on and achieve what he has? And he has done.
Yeah, a lot of fans agree with that. That there was. Oh yeah. We thought, Harry Kane, he didn't do an awful lot with us, and he's just like you say, he's just gone up and up and up. And he's done what he has to do, hasn't it?
Yeah.
He's a great striker. The back of the net is.
He's completely different to Vards. It offers a completely different thing.
Yeah. What you could see though was his finishing was very good. The way he hit a ball, that he could hit them wobbly shots, he could snap quick little finishes. He was a real good finisher. And same as Jamie. Jamie was more of a poacher. You know, he's sniffing goals out, his work rate, and he was quick as anything off the mark. Jamie, he was rapid. We used to do sprint tests in the gym, and I used to come running from the treatment room all the way through to get a leg up to try and beat the score. So when they're looking for me saying your turn's gone the speed test, I was coming out of Dave Rennie's room getting a good run up to get my speed up.
Paul, are you?
But that's something Nigel. Sorry.
Yeah,
Nigel used to say to me is, he used to come in and say, "Gally, get them going, get into a few of them, wind a few up, you know, to see how they reacted." And I don't mean being a class clown, but he knew I'd have an opinion or say something just at the right time to make something like a joke. Like when I scored against Crystal Palace, and I said, "Have you got to find it? You should put that boot out. It's on fire," kind of thing. Just little at the right time, just so I won't say we got beat because Nigel be going mental, but because we won 3-1 and it was his first game back, it kind of went down well, really. But that was just me. I like to play off the cuff and have that, enjoy playing, with no fear and stuff like that. And he knew that, and he'd try and get me to get into players that maybe didn't like it that way, and try and get the best out of them by knowing what to say or what not to say, or if they needed, like the old cliche, if they needed a kick up the backside or an arm round them or just a little G up. I was kind of that guy that Nigel had come to.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, Gally, were you part of the Mandrich / King Power takeover, or did you join the club just as King Power took the club?
No, I was. I just came under Milan Mandrich in that August, and I think did they take over in October? I don't know.
It was close,
something like that. Yeah,
but I was there under Milan, but the owners from day one, you could see their ambition, and you knew they wasn't there just to come and make a quick buck. They were there for the long haul. What they did to the training ground, all around the stadium, even outside the stadium for the supporters. Cakes, and it was like a bloody fairground outside, wasn't it? Sometimes with the rides and things they tried doing to make it feel like a family club. And I'm sure you guys supporters appreciate what they were trying to do.
Oh, and, fantastic!
My wife did a charity walk for meningitis because I lost my brother, and
I was going to bring that up.
They donated £20,000, which they didn't have to do. So when I asked them to if they would like to donate, they said 20,000. I was like, bats or pounds? They were saying pounds. So I was like, I always had a great relationship with them because I took free kicks and penalties, and they would always say, "Come on, Paul, today you have to score," and all this. And I had a really good relationship with them, and I hold them in high stead. And when Vishai passed, it was a sad moment, and I showed my respect by going down and taking my family my young family that haven't seen that stadium before, and laying flowers and stuff, because I felt as myself to show a bit of respect. I wanted to do that, and that's how high I hold them.
Do you still keep in touch with anyone from the club and whatnot?
Yeah, well, I went to obviously Jamie's wedding a few years ago, so I got on really well with. Obviously, we've got Nuge now at Preston, who I knew. St Ledger, obviously, who's retired, but Andy King's moved on, I know now. But people like that, Drink Water, and people that I was there with, it was a great family club, and some of the players I played with was a real pleasure to play with. And like I said, I'm so delighted where they are now and how they're doing, and it looks like good times are coming back. And like I say, football gets back playing, and you finish in the top four. You got Champions League football back at the King Power.
Yeah, it's mad.
Fingers crossed, Paul. I've just
enjoy it.
Hope so, Paul. You're obviously still at Preston North End, and you were saying just before we came on that you're back into training, aren't you now?
Yeah, we went back 10 days ago. It's a whole different ball game now, and don't get me wrong, it's good to be back, to be out of the house and trying to get back to some normality. But we can't even go in the changing rooms. We have to do our own COVID tests on a Monday and a Thursday. You've got to take your own kit home, wash it. You can't have any treatment. Well, if you're injured, you probably can't have treatment, but we're only allowed 2 people in the gym at one time. You can't have massages, and so it's different. But it's football, and people want to get back to some normality. And in football, it's probably the most watched sport in the world. So if we can get back to it in a safe way, in a safe manner, it's going to be difficult as with no supporters, because the fans play a massive part. And you ask any football player to play in front of so many fans, it gives you that adrenaline buzz. And so it'll be interesting to see what clubs are finished wearing the season when it kicks back off.
Do you know who your first game back is and when it is yet, Paul?
Yeah, we've got an absolute classic away at Luton, Kenilworth Road. So we'll be preparing for that, and again, even travelling, and we might have to have 2 different buses for obviously the players to travel on. So you've got the social distancing on the bus, and I believe so in the changing rooms that maybe the home team will use the home and the away dressing room to get changed, and we'll have to get changed on the coach or on pitch somewhere. I don't know. Just so it's social distancing.
It's like Sunday morning football, Paul.
You don't understand.
It's just like Sunday morning football.
And straight out
for the dog and gun.
Yeah, Tom, you wanted to get in there?
Yeah, just before you go, Paul, and get into that time again, the show. You scored some amazing goals. You mentioned one of them. You scored 2 in that game at Palace, home to Palace. Nigel's first game back, and they both were rockets. the free kick, what will go down in most Leicester's fans' hearts against Nottingham Forest, who bent it back across the goalkeeper and then pinged the ball into the Forest fans for the gesture of equal will.
As you
which
do.
was, which was probably your, favourite goal for Leicester City.
To be honest, I think Crystal Palace were on my radar for some reason. I scored my first goal against them. I think Matty missed the penalty and I did the tap-in. Then I scored a lob, didn't I, from quite far out. So I don't know what Speroni did to me at Palace, but he must have annoyed me in some way, shape or form. Because every shot I hit used to fly in past him. So, but the Nottingham Forest one, all because we lost. I think we lost 5-1 prior to that game.
Back December time,
To be honest. Yeah, I didn't play, and I remember sitting there, and I didn't understand the rivalry or anything, and and you could hear mumbles of what was going, really bad taste in the Leicester fans' mouth. So, coming to that game, and I remember Nigel saying, "Look, this game means a lot. Forget what's gone on this season. This game means a hell of a lot." And for me to score that goal was an absolute belter and one I always remember. And it was a nice goal. So probably that, but to be honest, scoring in front of Leicester fans was a great pleasure for me, and because I didn't understand how big the club was. Playing there on a Tuesday night, we were getting 23,000 in League One. It was incredible, and it was all in the making to go on and do better and bigger things. And like I said before, I'm so happy that they're in the Premier League and the King Power sold out. Probably could sell out twice over.
Chappers.
Yeah, I'm going to finish on a.
And they're doing so well. And
what's going on, Phil?
Yeah, carry on, Lee. Go on.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Ali one last question, which was, do you have any rib stories, like any pranks, or who was the Joker in the dressing room at the time? Any fun stories to tell us?
Keep it clean.
There was loads of us. Yeah, there was loads of us. Ben Marshall came in. He was a funny character. St. Ledger was a funny character. Nuge was a funny character. Well, we had so many, but I remember when we signed John Pansel, and Richie was quite vocal in training, and he hit, like a lot of us, we hated losing, and I think we were playing like you had to have 2 touch, and John kept having 3 or 4 touches, and Richie was having a go at him, saying, "John, come on, it's 2 touch, you understand?" And John said, "Listen, you're not my manager, blah, blah, blah." They come head to head, and John pokes him straight in the eye. Richie just gone down on his eye. It was incredible. And no one thought anything of it, but John Pansel just pokes him straight in the eyeball, and Richie's like, "Ah!" And then we'd gone in after training, everything had calmed down, blocks. But I think John Pansel was incredible. He used to have this boombox above where we used to sit, and he used to play Ghanaian music, and he'd be dancing with the change rooms. And I think it was Asamoah John who used to play for. I think he was a singer, and he kept putting on full blast. And so for whatever reason, this day his wash bag fell off, and all his aftershave had smashed on the floor. And he thought it was Richie. So I remember driving home with Richie, and John's ringing Richie up. "I'm going to kill you tomorrow. You smashed my expensive aftershave." Not knowing it was his music. Bloody knocked it off for the beat and the bass. But Richie's face was priceless when he got poked in the eye. That was a belt.
Hopefully we can get him on one day.
I ripped him. I ripped him all the way home. I was calling One Eye Willie all the way home. It was funny.
Brilliant.
Somebody asked Paul earlier on, "What's the shirt behind you in the frame?"
Yeah,
somebody asked earlier on.
Scotland, it's got to be his cap, I bet.
It's just that was the one when I went in net for Preston. I'm only joking. That's when we won promotion.
Right. Somebody asked earlier, and I couldn't quite work out what that's Preston's one. Yeah. Yeah,
so when I came on loan from Leicester, it was a great season because I think Leicester got promoted to the Premier League and we got promoted to the Championship. So it was a double bubble kind of promotion, which was excellent. And I'll always be thankful to Leicester for letting me come to Preston because I had a difficult time with obviously my wife and my kids, and Nigel was right behind me. They were trying to send me other places to the Championship who would offer more money to my wages and things like that. But I knew Larry Grayson. Obviously, Larry being a Leicester player. I knew him from my time at Blackburn, and I said to Nigel, "Listen, I was training well, but I when personal things happen, and you know you want to be close to your family, and I was travelling to Leicester every day. You know, my daughter was in intensive care for a month and stuff like that. Your mind's not really on football, and you just want to be back home. And I was so grateful for him to let me come to Preston. And like I say, that'll always be high regards in me for doing that, because I came to Preston and straight away I was living at home and enjoying football. Even though it was League One, Preston had a great squad, and we had some ex-Leicester players, of obviously Jermaine Beckford, and playing again with Jermaine and stuff like that. So and obviously Larry playing for Leicester, he had good contacts down there, so it all worked out in the end. And like I say, I'm still here now, still going strong. So yeah, that continue. But I've not been back to Leicester to watch a game, which I'd like to come back and watch a game.
Maybe you should come back when we have the extension. When we have the extension, we're going to have an extension for about 42,000 seater soon, so you can come back then, can't you?
You might squeeze me in then, yeah.
Paul, is the plan to play a few more seasons of football, and then have you got any longer term? Could you go into management, maybe?
What's next?
Yeah. What's next for me? Well, I'm still playing. I'm still, the manager. I've got a great relationship with Alex Neil here at Preston, and he's given me the opportunity now to manage the under 16. So that's what I do. I manage under 16s. I coach them on a Wednesday night, then I manage them on a Sunday. But obviously, still playing. My main focus is playing. I still feel I'm doing a great job on the pitch and off the pitch. With experience and been here nearly 7-8 years. The club means a lot to me, and if I can be a role model for the younger players coming through, and and the manager wants me to implement how we play in the first team to the younger boys, so when they do come up, they understand how the manager works, tactics wise, strategy wise, stuff like that. I'm trying to give them a head start, because a lot of the young lads prior will come up and they haven't got a understanding how the manager works, and it's a cutthroat business. Managers are based on results, and if they're going to play younger players, they need to understand how they're going to play, and that's why he's given that opportunity to do it with the 16s, and going forward, if I can play another year and be obviously still having an input, and I think I might have scored 5-6 goals this season and assisted a few, so I'm still having an input in the team, and anything past that, I'll be 36 in September, so it's you're getting on a bit, but I've never really relied on pace, really, have I? I know
it's always been the skill.
I was quick down that right wing.
Technical ability.
Technical ability.
Don't lose that. You don't lose technical.
Well, I learned that at a young age. Rob Kelly, you'll know him. He used to be a manager at Leicester, didn't he, Robert Kelly?
Yes.
He was my youth team manager at Blackburn.
Oh wow!
And from an early age, he always said you've got the technical ability. You're 5-10 steps ahead in your 5-10 steps ahead in your head. So if you're a good player and you understand football, you'll use your strength quickly. You won't do things that are not for you. So, from a young age, I've relied a lot on my technique and getting half a yard, putting crosses in, having shots, let the ball do the running really. And we had players that could run, obviously Lloyd Dyer and people like that who were really fast. So, you play to your strengths and you go a long way. And I try and tell that now to the younger players. But younger players, you'll ask them what's your strength, they'll tell you everything. What's your weakness? I haven't got one. And you have to tell them what it is. You feel like you're breaking your heart when you tell them, but you're being honest. And I say, the quicker you learn that, the better you'll be for it. And I've enjoyed doing the coaching as well, but like I say, my main focus is obviously still playing and trying to help Preston try and get to the Premier League.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to have to let you go, Paul. It's gone 8 o'clock. I just want to tell you, we've had a tremendous response. We've had loads of people watching, loads of questions tonight. Sorry we couldn't get every question. So many comments, but just to let you know, you're very much still in Leicester fans' hearts, and we're big fans still of Paul Gallagher.
Yep, we definitely are.
Thank you very much for having me, and all the best for the rest of the season.
Thanks, Paul. Absolutely.
Cheers, Paul.
Brilliant.
And yourself as well. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Good luck, yes. We'll always keep an eye on you. Thanks, Paul. We're going to let you go. Cheers.
Cheers, Paul. Thanks a lot.
No worries. Cheers. Thank you. Bye.
He's like just sneaked in the background. Hello.
I can see you, lad. Get in.
What's his name?
He's a next player. He's on the books at Blackburn.
Get him down to Leicester. That's what we say.
He's got more stuff than me. Preston not happy, but he's got. To be honest, he usually has his Leicester kit on. He's got the Vardy kit, the the blue one. So he
Very
usually
good.
has that on. He's football crazy. Yeah, he's only 6.
That's what we like to see. So maybe there'll be
Yeah,
another
you
gap
say
from
you keep your eye
Gallagher.
on me. You said I need to play for Sheffield United. I'm still at Sheffield United.
You did, Phil, as well, didn't you? Yeah.
I nearly did. I know. I nearly got it wrong.
Yeah. This is the rib part of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the kids are coming on
Come
now.
on, get them all on.
Hello.
This is Ava. This is the little one that was in hospital. Look at her now.
Oh.
I think so.
Oh,
It's good to
fantastic.
see her looking so well.
Yeah.
I
Hi,
know all
Ava.
Are you waving?
Fantastic.
Right.
So that was 8 years
Great.
ago. Yeah, 8 years ago.
Yeah, 8 years ago.
Blimey,
Wow.
That's mad.
Yeah.
Time flies,
Long
doesn't it?
time ago.
Well, good to see things have worked out well, Paul.
No worries.
Right.
Thank you again.
We'll
Take
see you
care,
soon.
yeah.
Thanks
Cheers,
again.
Paul. Thank
Cheers,
you.
Paul.
Cheers,
Thank
Paul.
you.
Sorry it took so long to get on.
See you later.
No worries. Thank you. Cheers.
No worries.
See you later.
See you later.
That's Jamie Vardy, yeah. Jamie Vardy. There he is, look.
Go on, Jamie.
Look, he's going red.
Oh, I can just warm my hands up now. Look,
Jesus.
my hands need warming up, chappy. Look, oh, that's nice and warm.
I don't think I'll ever go away. That I'm never going to go away from it, am I?
Oh, no, good man.
Good lad.
Cheers, Paul.
Right,
Thank
cheers,
you.
Paul. See you later.
See you later.
Bye-bye. We're going now.
Cheers, lad.
Brilliant.
Take care, guys.
Absolutely
Good to see you
brilliant.
all.
Cheers,
Take
Paul.
care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers, mate.
Classic.
Brilliant. Chappy. Oh, chappy.
Oh, he got ripped.
Got ribbed.
Oh, live on air. Live.
You
It is
got
what
done.
it is. It is
Right.
what it is.
Young Mr.
What a way!
Gallagher.
What a way to end the show with Chappy being embarrassed.
Let's go.
You only got me on the show to rip me anyway. Let's be honest. You love ribbing me on here. That's what I'm
If we
here
gave you a
for.
compliment, there'd be a problem, wouldn't there? You think there's something wrong?
We'll get the violin out.
Listen,
Yeah.
that was another great one.
To be fair,
Great
you know
Yes.
when he said, "Oh, my lad's got a Vardy kit," I was going to say yes, so have I.
He beat you to it.
Uh,
Listen,
You've got to be
that was-
quicker. You've got to be quicker than that.
I'd just like to thank all you three guys and everybody who's watching, because that was really great. And Paul Gallagher was a really good quality player for Leicester.
Yeah,
And he's still playing now, so it's really great that he's had the time to come on and have a little chat with us. And I know the fans have enjoyed it.
Phil, before you go, can you put Ross Howard's question up, please? The last but one on Facebook.
Hang on.
There's loads of them coming. There's loads of them. Oh, it's all over. It's all done.
That's it. His career's done now.
He's done that, isn't it?
Very
Done and
retired,
dusted.
chappy.
Let's tell you what,
He says here, Rye says a pro footballer just ripped you a new one, chappers.
Hey, he's just been Rye's just been messaging me. Oh, sorry, Rye, I didn't get you bloody question in. Sorry, pal. Never mind.
Oh, brilliant.
Next time, Rye.
Anyway,
Brilliant.
listen,
Absolutely fantastic.
who's next, Jamie?
On Wednesday night, it is Carl Muggleton. Oh, Muggo.
Muggo. Or there's a lot of players. Players used to call him Muggs. I always used to call him Muggo, but I think the players used to call him Muggs. But looking forward to that. He played in the
Blackburn
92
game.
playoff final, didn't he? Carl Muggleton
When
did.
David Speedy fell over.
Yeah, he did. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, Jamie, Tom, chappers, especially you chappers. Thanks for coming on tonight.
Made our night, that has chappers.
Yeah. Listen, I'm working on the watch along stuff. I'm working on it, so I'm gonna do watch along football commentary probably on air at some
Fantastic.
point. I'm working on it.
We've got lots planned, so we'll see you
Oh, yes, we
all
have.
soon. Cheers, guys. I'm going to let you go.
See you all soon.
See you all later.
See you later.
Thanks so much to those guys. Thanks to Paul Gallagher. Thanks to Paul Gallagher's kid as well for making that bit of magic at the end happen. As ever, thanks to the guys who sponsor us and help bring us the content. Wednesday night at, I think it's 7:30 is a Fanzone show special with Carl Muggleton. So join us for that. And thanks for all your comments. Follow us. Don't forget. I should get Chappers back on. Chappers, are you still there?
Yeah, I got ribbed.
Come
I'm
on.
still there.
Come on, do the socials.
Yeah, okay. Make sure you go and follow us at Leicester Fan TV on all socials. And if you're watching through YouTube, hit the subscribe button. We're reaching 5,000 now. Come on, help us get to that 5K mark on YouTube. Leicester Fan TV. Go, go, go. Follow, like, share. Cheers, guys.
Thanks, Chappers. Got to let Chappers do the socials because that's what he always nags us to. My name's Phil. This is Leicester Fan TV. Thanks for everybody who's been watching. We'll see you all soon.